What's up, you team of beautiful savages? My name is Tom, and today I'm gonna react 25 common myths you won't believe are actually true about USA.
We all love debunking myths in popular culture. Television shows, podcasts, and documentaries have been dedicated to doing so. However, we rarely think about the common myths that are true. I'm Mike with List 25, and here are 25 common myths you won't believe are actually true.
25.
A large percentage of US currency contains cocaine. Though scientists say there's not enough on money to cause health risks, cocaine binds to the green dye on dollar bills.
Yeah, this is because people use like dollar bills to snort cocaine. Yeah, I heard about that.
One contaminated bill is put into a bank money machine, it contaminates all the other bills. And that's how 90% of US currency contains cocaine.
24.
Water heated in a microwave can explode. While the chances are low, it's still possible to superheat your water in the microwave. Since you can't control the temperature in the microwave, you're better off just using a kettle.
23.
A student mistakenly solved an impossible math problem. In 1939, George Bernard Danzig arrived late to a statistics class at the University of California and found two math problems on the board. Mistakenly thinking they were his homework, he wrote them down. Of course, he didn't know at the time that the problems were statistical theorems that hadn't been proven yet. He took his homework home and worked out the proofs for the theorems.
22.
Celery is a negative calorie food. Placing a man in a metabolic calorie chamber, researchers tested whether or not celery is indeed a negative calorie food. He was fed 326 grams of raw celery worth 53 calories. During that time, he burned 72 calories. You burn more calories than you consume with celery, making it a negative calorie food.
Bro, I'm running and buying celery all day, all night, man. It doesn't smell very good, but it's good for your body, though.
I still don't like it. It's gross.
Yeah,
Peanut
man.
butter.
Peanut butter on its own is fine. Celery ruins it.
I like celery.
Celery's gross.
I like celery.
No. I'm sorry you're wrong, but celery's gross.
That's just your opinion.
Yeah, and yours
That's
is wrong.
just your opinion, man.
21.
Someone safely landed a plane in the middle of Manhattan. Twice. Before Captain Sullenberger landed on the Hudson River, a man named Thomas Fitzpatrick landed in Manhattan twice. After making a bet, he stole a plane and landed it on St. Nicholas Avenue, right in front of the bar where he made the bet. Then, 2 years later, he did it again, both in narrow areas in the dark.
Wow, just take a look at Manhattan, how narrow it is over there, and to land a plane in the dark and not crash. Man, you have to have some skill for that.
20.
Avoid teaching hospitals in July. While sometimes you have no choice but to go to the hospital for one ailment or the other, if you can avoid teaching hospitals in July, you might be better off. July is when medical students become interns. Interns become residents. Residents become fellows or practicing doctors. These changes and the inexperience surrounding them has led to many unfortunate patient errors in the past. And they're usually not as funny as like when they happen on Scrubs. That's Hollywood for you.
19.
Crickets can tell you the temperature. While this might sound like some kind of old wives' tale, it's actually scientifically sound. Crickets are cold-blooded and take on the temperature of their surroundings. When the temperature rises, the chemical reactions that allow them to chirp come on more rapidly. By using a formula, you can count the chirping and determine what the temperature is outside.
18.
Pablo Picasso's full name has 23 words. Though it would seem silly to think that someone could have such a long name and discount it immediately, Pablo Picasso was indeed named Pablo Diego José Francisco de Paula Juan Nepomuceno Maria de los Remedios Cipriano de la Santísima Trinidad Martir Patricio Clito Ruiz y Picasso.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, imagine that. This is mad. This is mad. How many names? I mean, you have name for every day of the 2 weeks. I mean, you can like literally every day you can get called like different name, and this is so nice. I would like to have it. Why not? You know, it's so boring to have one name. Why not have 10 names?
Wow. Neat.
17.
A physician weighed the human soul using a scale. A 20th century physician named Dr. Duncan McDougall attempted to measure the mass lost after a human died, believing the soul leaving the body had mass. He measured 6 patients at the moment of death with varying results, though he believes his first was the most accurate. Of course, his research has been heavily discounted.
16,
Dog
Well, I'm not sure about that. I don't. I believe in soul. I believe in God, you know. But in the same time, like when somebody dies, he just like relaxes straight away because the body, like the tenseness, go away, and this is why it's hard to carry dead bodies. You know, in the jiu-jitsu, there's even term for that, dead weight. For example, if you're on the top on somebody, you don't want to be tense. You want to be relaxed. And when you're relaxed, you're much, you become much heavier. But like, I might be wrong. You know, maybe I don't understand the how he did it. I probably don't understand. So I'm just saying. It's only my opinion, guys.
Dogs are raised for food in China. While most of the Western world raises chicken, cows, and sheep for food, China and some other Eastern countries do something totally different. They raise dogs for food. And at the Yulin Dog Festival, approximately 10,000 dogs and cats are killed and eaten at the feast.
15,
Coca-Cola used to contain cocaine. While it's hard to determine exactly how much cocaine was in early forms of the popular fizzy drink Coca-Cola, it did in fact have cocaine in it. However, it's doubtful it had enough in it to make someone an addict.
14,
Man, I mean, yeah, but in the same time, sugar makes us addicts. Sugar makes us feel like cocaine high, also not like super cocaine high, I guess, but still it triggers your like dopamine system, you know, and then it makes you feel like very good. That's why we eat sugar all the time, and sugar is the scariest drug nowadays, man. And all the companies know that.
14,
Big companies.
Your phone is disgustingly dirty. Quick, how often do you give your phone a good scrub down? I'm going to guess the answer was
Once a
seldom
week.
to never. The chances are good everyone's phone is a germ-infested piece of plastic and metal. In fact, just to compare, researchers did a study and swabbed bathroom door handles in comparison to cell phones and found the door handles significantly less dirty.
13,
There's a secret club inside Disneyland. There's a popular myth going around that Disney has a secret club. It turns out that it's not a myth at all. Opened in 1963, Club 33 was intended as a super secret part of Disneyland to entertain celebrities, politicians, and park investors. However, most park guests wouldn't notice it, as there are no visible signs or doors, and it blends into the park naturally. To get inside, someone would need to show you the entrance and press the secret buzzer to open the door.
12,
Man, have you guys been to Disneyland? I want to see it in the comment sections if you did. Also, please like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and yeah, I want to hear your opinions, guys.
The 8th president was the first American. While George Washington was the first president of the United States, he was also a former subject of the British Crown. Martin Van Buren was born in the United States, becoming the first president to be a citizen under the Constitution.
Wow.
11,
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, man.
Al Gore and Tommy Lee Jones were roommates. It might seem unlikely that a politician and an actor could be roommates, but it's true. Al Gore and Tommy Lee Jones roomed together at Harvard. Jones even gave the nominating speech to Gore at the 2000 Democratic Presidential Convention.
10,
Earth is the
I remember this Tommy Lee guy from the movie called Pulp Fiction and No Country for Old Guys or something like that. Basically, back in the day, and he played in Batman also. He was the Two-Face or something like that.
only planet in our solar system not named after a god. Some of the planets in our solar system were given names long ago based on Roman and Greek mythology, naming them after gods. However, Earth was the only planet not named after a god. In modern times, the tradition of naming planets after mythological gods continued with Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto.
9,
One twin can be born 2 months older than the other.
Wow.
Here's a common scientific myth that isn't actually a myth. A Romanian woman gave birth to a set of twins 7 weeks apart. After her first child was born, she immediately stopped having contractions. The doctors advised that she keep the other baby inside to develop a little longer. She carried her second child for 7 more weeks before delivering by C-section.
8,
Snakes can swim up your toilet. While it may sound like something your older brother would tell you to freak you out, it's actually true that snakes have been found in toilets. Snakes are good swimmers and can hold their breath for a long time. Many stories have circulated over the decades about people finding snakes in their toilet. However, it's extremely rare.
7,
Yeah, it might happen in Australia though. Imagine you just sit on the toilet and some snake bites you by the ass, you know, or by the balls, you know, something like that. Man, so terrible.
People illegally harvest human organs. Rich people with failing organs will pay a high price to get a replacement, and that's exactly where black market human organ traffickers come in, preying on third world countries' most impoverished people. They essentially steal people's organs and sell them to the highest bidder. Those organs end up in the US, where surgeons, probably not knowing their origin, have been transplanting them.
6,
Man, I'm telling you, people are just like rough, man. People are rough. Sometimes I just, I'm surprised how, like, ruthless people can be to each other, you know. This is our nature to survive and use others, you know, unfortunately. Yeah, looks like people won't be able to live in peace ever, I think.
The Pentagon is prepared for zombies. Always be prepared. In the unlikely case that the undead roam the earth, the Pentagon has a plan to defend and combat against it. So does the University of Florida.
Really?
Yeah, we have a zombie plan.
Yeah, I guess this came out after the series about the zombies. What was the name of it? Dead or Alive or something like that. Basically, back in the day, there was this popular series of zombies. Even back in the day, there was a frame of time where they were making the zombie movies, right? The Resident Evil, this series about zombies, survival, people surviving the zombie apocalypse. What else? Like something with the Z letter, the Z Day or 28 Days. You know, there was a lot of zombie movies back in the day. I think the main guy in the Pentagon just got too excited, you know, and he said we need a zombie to prepare for zombie apocalypse.
Look it up.
5,
Raid the water heater for clean water. Whether you're in a hurricane or it's the end of the world, if you desperately need water, then the best place to look might be your water heater. If the gas and electric is turned off, the water heater has water that is still drinkable and can easily be drained at the tap.
4,
The state of Michigan threatened beavers with a $10,000 fine. In 1997, Stephen Tvedten's neighbors noticed flooding on his property, traced it back to Tvedten, and complained to the state. The state determined that the flooding was because of a couple of dams built by beavers and proceeded to fine the beavers $10,000 unless they take the dams down. Who could have thought a couple of beavers could cause so much trouble?
Listen, here in Riga, beavers are causing a lot of trouble. That's why Mayor of Riga decided to hire hunters to track those poor bastards down, you know. And yeah, nowadays we don't have any more so many beavers as back in the day. Those guys are like building their dams no matter what, you know. They don't care about anything.
3,
Otters sleep holding hands. Speaking of woodland creatures, otters have been known to hold hands while they sleep in the water so they don't separate from each other. That's adorable.
Very
2.
adorable.
A building in Canada is also in the United States. The Haskell
It's on the border, right?
Free Library and Opera House sits right on the border between Derby Line, Vermont and Stansted, Quebec.
1,
Albert Einstein wanted to be a musician. One of the most renowned physicists in history, Albert Einstein once said if he were not a physicist, he would have been a musician. He played the violin.
Well, he looks like a musician. Look at him with this violin. He looks good, like a gentleman, like a crazy guy who loves to play violin, you know.